President Trump's message to some of the world's wealthiest and most powerful people: America is back and open for business. As Politico put it, Trump is taking his America First megaphone on tour with this virtual speech to the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, hitting everything from his flood of executive orders to a major warning to businesses over tariffs. I want to bring in NBC News Chief White House correspondent Peter Alexander, also with us Sky News' Paul Kelso, who is in Davos. So what did we hear from the president, Peter?
Well, Chris, as you sort of noted, this is President Trump's first virtual trip around the world since becoming president, again here in the United States. One of his key messages has been focused on the American economy and bringing money back home, the construction, the production of products here. And he said in part that he would be calling for tariffs if products are not made here in the U.S. Here's part of what he said.
My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth. We're bringing them down very substantially, even from the original Trump tax cuts. But if you don't make your product in America, which is your prerogative, then very simply you will have to pay a tariff, differing amounts, but a tariff which will direct hundreds of billions of dollars and even trillions of dollars into our Treasury to strengthen our economy and pay down debt.
He said that tariff could be 25% for Canada and Mexico, perhaps 10% for China. Recognized tariffs, obviously, are passed on to the consumer. It's not a tariff that basically the country just takes. It's a tariff that these producers, these purchasers here in the U.S. ultimately must pay, and it's one that they often pass on to the consumer. That wasn't the only thing he meant in terms of the global community as it relates to the economy. He said that he is demanding that interest rates drop immediately. That comes ahead of the January 29th meeting of the Federal Reserve. It's expected that interest rates will be held steady during that meeting. Of course, the president can't just demand interest rates be brought down. That is determined by the markets. And separately, on the foreign policy front, he had a message to a lot of America's NATO allies saying that he wants them to up their defense spending to 5%, their contribution. In effect, something that many of the defense ministers of a lot of allies said would be unrealistic. Chris?
All right, Paul, there was a lot of suspense heading into this speech over what Donald Trump would say. What's the reception been on the ground?
Yes, Chris, Donald Trump has dominated this meeting of the World Economic Forum from a distance since the start of the week, which began with watch parties as delegates here watch the inauguration. Well, he's dominated it in person, albeit virtually, today with that, certainly in economic terms, a bellicose speech that said to certainly the Europeans in the room, America first means Europe is in his sights, if not Europe coming second. And speaking to some of the European foreign ministers, our own British Trade Secretary afterwards, they're looking on the bright side, as you expect politicians to do. The Norwegian foreign minister, not in the European Union, but a powerful energy voice in Europe, told me, well, we know where we stand now. He could not have been clearer about the challenge to Europe. We need to try and step up and meet the US when it comes to regulation and the other challenges that businesses face by contrast to the US. The British, for our own parochial concerns, out of the European Union, clinging on to the special relationship, perhaps hope there's a middle path here that we might avoid the crossfire between the European Union and the US in what feels like a trade war emerging, and there may still be a path in which certainly the UK economy is not too damaged by Donald Trump's opening salvos here.
So would you say even among people who perhaps, like Donald Trump, supporting Donald Trump, there is a level of nervousness, uncertainty?
Absolutely. This is a remarkable speech because of the audience it was delivered to. The World Economic Forum convenes all sorts of businesses, investors and politicians, but all the big global groups. That audience it had, there were former vice presidents in there, Al Gore, but the head of the European Central Bank, the head of the World Trade Association, which Mr. Trump has been urged to leave, the head of the International Monetary Fund, and they are shifting in their seats as Donald Trump insists he is really serious about upending the global trading and economic order. So there's been an element of guessing quite what Mr. Trump would mean. Those first day executive orders, would there be what day one tariffs? There was a little sigh of relief here that they didn't emerge. but this has upped the stakes. There's some hope. He's talked about peace in Ukraine, but no detail. There is little hope, but certainly economically, the vibe here in Davos has been the Americans have been practically high-fiving each other with the optimism and animal spirits that Mr. Trump's unleashed over the economy. The Europeans have been very negative. The business sentiment is negative. Today, that has simply increased as people prepare to leave the Alps and deal with the reality of what Trump Mark II means.
Paul Kelso, thank you for that.